Welcome back. I'm Richard Hosnote, and I'm your host of the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this Wisdom Inspired Life YouTube channel. This is a continuing series of my attempt to try and better describe exactly what a wisdom inspired life is like. And I'm trying to do that in about 10-minute episodes, and about 4 or 5 of them here. So by definition, it's an overview to give you a sense of what it's about. It's going to translate a little bit differently to a lot of people, especially the specifics. And I'm trying to share this from the perspective of what I know and understand. There may be I'm sure there are other perspectives and things that can build on what I'm sharing with you here. So this is Richard's best methods that I am aware of that I'm sharing with you. Okay? As you know, I'm on a mission for this particular YouTube channel to inspire people worldwide to be more highly caring and compassionate, to deal with the challenges and needs that we have on our planet, which is our only home. And in the course of being more caring and compassionate for others, we will achieve higher levels of personal happiness than if we just focus on our own selfish needs. I'm covering what a wisdom-inspired life is from these 5 perspectives, and this particular episode is going to focus on personal growth and improvement. And by that I mean our skills as a human being in many ways, the foundation on which a wisdom-inspired life is, how we go about and think about our daily life. Okay? I'm going to start with personal growth and effectiveness. And what better book to suggest for your consideration, and I've talked about this in a previous episode, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So if you want effectiveness, this book is absolutely great by Stephen Covey. Great personal skills that work equally well in your career and in life. And there's not many books that can do that for you. This is a foundational book for anybody wanting personal growth around effectiveness. It's easy stuff to learn. It passes the common sense test, and there's not a whole lot of books that do that, but this one does it well. And all the advice is highly practical and highly proven. In the 6 years that I was a professor and teaching executive in residence at Arizona State University, teaching upper-level leadership classes. Now, this basic foundational book was a key to that particular course. Why? Because it's insights and understanding and practices that students could take from the classroom to the real world immediately. It wasn't about theory. It was stuff that really worked. Okay? So, next, for personal growth and spiritual success, there's a lot of resources I could have shared with you here. I think in terms of broad application, broad benefit, is Deepak Chopra's book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, which I've covered in another episode. Very aspirational, deep inspiring, and life-altering. Big thinking, big difference maker. There's a lot of things here that will cause you to pause and think. So, a lot of benefits here for it. So, when it comes to personal growth and spiritual success, that's a place to start. There are obviously many others that you can also tap into. So, see what you want. This is, in my experience, when it comes to personal growth, your interpersonal skills, is Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman, a groundbreaking book that redefines what it means to be smart. And that's because emotional intelligence, EQ, is in many studies proven to be far more important to success and happiness in life than IQ. Okay? Personal skill, it's all about personal skills that make your professional skills far more effective and special. It's how to be a good human being in interacting with others. It's that simple and that powerful and that much common sense. And when you combine it with empathetic listening and servant leadership, this is a handbook to being a star in life. in many, many, many ways. Again, the foundational elements of living a wisdom-inspired life. This is a great guidebook, if you will, to doing that. Next is Personal Growth, Defining Excellence. The book here is from Jim Collins' what is now a series. It started off with this book, Good to Great, What Makes Companies Go from Being Good Companies to Great Companies. And it also is great advice. Of all the books that I'm recommending here when it comes to excellence, there's probably a lot of other books that you can tap into here. This is Good to Great really focuses on what companies need to do to be great, but also want to talk about personal excellence. Personal excellence is about striving to do your best all the time, coupled with a broad-based life of continuous improvement. And there's a number of books that I could suggest for your consideration there, but I suggest that you go searching and see where you make that special connection. Here's the thing about books that I've found in my experience. Books are made up of words. Words have energy. We are beings of energy. And I have read some books that have been bestseller books on a topic like the soul, and walked away from it going, it's in English, I understand it, but I didn't really connect with it. And that's because I didn't really connect with the author's words and their energy with mine. No disrespect to them in any way, shape, or manner. We're different human beings with different energy profiles. Okay? So find the books that you can connect with, and searching for personal excellence. And all the books that I recommended before this particular page all can help you with that, achieving personal excellence. But this is a broad area that you can do even more exploratory should you choose to do that. Okay? So this is the last book that I will suggest to you, not because it's last in level of importance, because as I've talked about before, this is a book that changed my life. Because all of a sudden the title, Living with Joy, which sounds very promising, when I read this book, I went, yes, you can live with joy. And part of that, I didn't even know what joy was. I knew how to spell a word. I might have known the definition, but didn't personally know how to experience that. And this was a book that helped me on that path to starting to do it. And I would suggest for your consideration that living with joy is something you should not settle for less than that. And this is a great place to start on that. Again, this is a book that I connected with strongly. It may or may not connect with you in a similar way, and there's other ways that other people that you can study with on the topic of joy. Now, this book was sourced by Sanaya Roman from a higher source called Orin, O-R-I-N, on the astral plane. That's not the voice of God. Let's be very clear about that. Okay? And I found it uplifting and inspiring, even to this day, even though I've gone well past much of the advice in this book. It's always a very healthy reminder for me about living with joy. So what I've shared with you here are some foundational elements regarding areas of personal growth, how you can grow as a human being, become a better citizen on the planet, a better fellow citizen with all the other people on this planet. This is a comprehensive program that is a good place to start. Adapt it to your own personal needs and those authors that you work best with. But this is kind of like defining the scope of what you need to do, in my experience, to have that foundation on which you can then build more of a wisdom-inspired life, which I'll talk more about in another episode. Okay, as always, you can learn more about what we're doing on the website, mywisdominspiredlife.com. Listen to the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast there. New episodes released on Saturdays and Sundays. Great player to listen to it on the website, but you can always do it at Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, all the places that you listen to podcasts. So, a lot of things there. Well, as I think you've figured out by now, I'm on a mission, hopefully to create a world where there's more caring and compassion to address the needs. And in the course of that, helping individuals, including myself. I always benefit in teaching something, if I can call this teaching. Sharing with you, I always personally benefit by going over this stuff again for myself on how to live a wisdom-inspired life. So, on a journey, and I look forward to continuing that journey with you.